What's going on, my dear friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. It is Monday, September 18th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you don't know, we're here every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We are interviewing our own clients, our own students here at Legendary Marketer. Very different than most other podcast shows, etc., that you see out there online where it's one guru talking to another. In many cases, with our episodes, these are some of the first times that our guests have ever even gone live. I'm not saying that's the case for today's guest. We'll actually hear her story. I've never talked to our guests or our students usually before we go live with them, even behind stage or backstage, the virtual stage anyways. There's no conversation or chat with me before we go live. So everything that you hear, I'm hearing for the first time as well. And so tune in, put your seatbelt on. We've got nearly 800, I think, in 10 episodes at this point. Yes, I said 810 episodes of other students, clients here at Legendary Marketer who have gone through our education and have come on the show to share some of their success. Yes, we reach out to them. Sometimes they reach out to us, but 9.9 times out of 10, we invite them onto the show to share their experience. And this morning is no different. As you can see with the headline, and if you can't because you're listening, full-time caregiver leaves her job to launch her digital marketing business. Terra, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks so much for having me. It's surreal to be here.
Surreal.
Yeah.
Well, why do you say that?
I don't know. I didn't think I would be on here. I watch this every day. It's crazy. Thanks.
Really? You're tuned in and plugged in to the show and
Yeah.
every day. How long have you been a part of Legendary Marketer?
I took the challenge. I think it was in January, and I watched almost every day.
Wow.
Everyone, yeah.
I feel honored that you did. Well, it's great to have you here, and
Thank you.
tell us what you were looking for when you found us. If you were looking for anything, or if you just stumbled upon us, and if you were looking for something, do you feel like you found what you were looking for?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. So back in December, the patient that I was with for 2 years passed away, and it was really hard on me. It was hard on my daughter. She had gotten close to him. She used to go to work everywhere with me. And, that last year that he was alive was really hard. And I kind of knew I wanted to pivot out of caregiving because it's pretty intense. And when you work for yourself as a private caregiver, you don't go in for shifts. It's kind of like they depend on you, full time if they don't have a second or third caregiver to help on the opposite schedule. So it was a lot. And I just was ready to make a change. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I loved what I did, but it was just draining.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. So where did you find us? How did you come across us? I mean, do you remember if you were like particularly looking for something,
Yeah, I
or?
was actively like searching for ways to make money online. And I started blogging. I thought I was going to blog and like created my own logo and stuff. And what's funny is I heard you talking about it like in I don't know, one of your trainings about logos and stuff. And I'm like, that's me. I thought I was going to, do all these things with blogging. It didn't work out. But then I came across Caroline, and I just really connected with her and thought it was pretty cool. And I just dove in, really.
Yeah. The whole logo kind of we spend so much time on, like, when we want to go into business, usually, online, but also offline, right? We get our business cards ready, we got our logo ready. We go
Yeah.
to wherever, Squarespace or Wix or whatever the online website builders are. And it's kind of confusing because it's like when you first start, what's the difference between a sales funnel and a website? They kind of seem similar, right? It's like, well, okay, you got these online website builders like Wix, like Squarespace, even GoDaddy. As you're buying a domain name, they're like, do you want to sign up for a free website? And you're like, oh yeah, that's really gonna catapult me into success, right? And it's like, No. So what light bulbs went off for you as you were going through the challenge at the beginning? What really kind of drew you in?
Um, I don't know. I was like in awe through the whole challenge and everything. It absolutely mind blown me. I don't know. It's simpler than you would think. Like it's a lot at first and it was so like overwhelming, but I think it's like a lot of when it starts to click, it all kind of just clicks. And it's like, oh, this is how, it's happening.
This is how people make money online, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you kind of like were the dots connecting in terms of like why certain people posted videos and why people had YouTube channels and why people were building
Yeah.
TikTok channels? Like, did those light bulbs start going off for you?
Yeah, I had no idea that people were online to like make money. I thought everybody was just on there to like, you know, like this is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, really, once you start to kind of
Yeah.
look around, you realize that, wow, everybody actually has a motive, right? Like
Yeah.
there's an agenda, and that doesn't really mean that like, oh, people are like evil, right? If you want to make money, you're evil. It just means that, wow, everybody's not sitting here wasting time on the internet like I am.
Yeah, right. I know. It blew my mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Like
I
people aren't
think.
just posting funny videos of their dogs for the heck of it. It's wild.
Right, they're actually making thousands of dollars to do
Right.
it, and
Yeah.
they're selling products. They're selling affiliate products. They're, you know,
Mhm.
they're in some cases selling their own courses, coaching events. They're selling physical products. You know,
Mhm.
there's all kinds of different business models behind people creating content and doing marketing online. And marketing is it's the first piece of content or the first exposure that somebody has to you, and that usually happens on social media, right? Or if you're running paid ads, it happens on Google. If you're blogging, it happens on Google. Those can just be sometimes slower methods to drive traffic because you have to,
Mhm.
rank. You have to kind of climb yourself up the not the corporate ladder, but the Google ladder to get your blog post hopefully on the first page of Google, because we all know that, nobody really kind of, the second page and the third page and the fourth page are kind of like the dark alleyways of the internet. Most people kind of hang out on the first page. So if your blog
Yeah.
post doesn't get on the first page, then, and I know all about blogging. I know all about article writing and stuff like that. They were very popular when I first got started in 2000 and 10-ish, but the short form
Mhm.
video phenomenon has really taken things to the next level. So as you went through and sort of even the playing field for the regular person,
Mhm.
right? I mean, do
Yeah.
you feel like the you starting with blogging and kind of seeing how slow and sluggish that was and sort of difficult that was, can you tell the people who are here new, who kind of feel like a little overwhelmed by a little bit of the tech setup, can you explain to them how this actually is, nothing is easy, but there are methods that are easier than
Mhm.
others, and you have that context now of trying to blog first but then doing the short form video and stuff.
Yeah.
And even though it was uncomfortable for you, I'm sure, to get on video, I'm
Mhm.
sure you would probably still agree that it's easier than other methods such as blogging.
Yeah, blogging is very, very slow. Like nobody sees anything for a long time, which with these, when you're first starting out with the videos too, it seems that way as well. I mean, it feels like you're just, you're showing up and for no one at first. So it's like very awkward. Just keep going. But blogging is a lot more complicated than the short videos. I think it's a lot easier. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm looking at and we'll put your link up here to Instagram, digital momprenurial. You got nine.
I can't even hardly say it. I'm like, what was I thinking?
Doesn't
They
matter.
asked me what my handle is. I can't hardly say it.
That's
Man.
that's awesome. That's all. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be one of the things that we sit here and we'd probably um mentally, I won't say that because that's kind of let me think of another thing. We sit here and we would kind of kick the can down the road trying to decide our domain name or our handle, and at the end of the day most people aren't actually saying your handle out loud. they're
Right.
they're and they're not even usually, most of the time your domain name, folks, is never even something that's said, and it's never even something that's typed in. Like 99% of website clicks come from just somebody clicking an existing link on an existing web page. Think about it. So for those of you who are sitting here worrying about what your domain name is, what your handle is, just get it done. As Tara
Yeah.
said, she can't even pronounce hers. So digital mompreneur, preneurial.
Yeah.
Neither can I. My mouth
Uh-huh.
is similar to yours. It's got damn near 100,000 followers on it, for Christmas sake. So I mean, it. You said that it feels slow at first. I'm sure you're speaking from your own experience. So it looks like you went through the challenge. You even purchased the blueprints, so you got educated up. Then you
Mhm.
started marketing, and it was slow at first, right? Tell us what happened next.
Well, I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, I feel like, but as long as you're failing forward, just keep going, pivot when you need to, and like I said, just fail forward. It seems so slow at first, like you're showing up, nobody's watching your videos, you don't have any likes on your stuff, no one's engaging, and then I mean, for months, it was a couple of months, it was like that for me. And then it's just kind of like all of a sudden, took off. The more I got comfortable and the more you get comfortable, I think your audience can tell that as well. And it'll all, come together. Just hold on in the beginning.
I think you make a great point there. It's like the more you get comfortable, the more your audience gets comfortable. Or
Yeah.
can you say more about what you mean by that? Because I think there's a lot of wisdom in that.
Well, I think that you can probably sense when somebody isn't the most comfortable on camera. Like now that I'm getting more comfortable, I can kind of look at other people's videos and tell that they're still in that like stage that they're not the most comfortable, because I was in that for a really long time. And I wouldn't say that I'm completely comfortable yet on camera, but it gets easier with time. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well said. Well said. I think that's like there's a lot of wisdom in that. And what's the secret to getting comfortable on camera? I mean, in your
Doing
eyes.
it. Doing it. There's no secret, I don't think. It's just showing up and doing it every day. You
Yeah.
just, yeah, for me, that's what it was. And
Yeah.
I did not want to talk on camera at all. For the longest time, I would not open my mouth on camera. I hated the way I talked. I don't know. And then the first talking video I posted, I got like a lot of cool engagement on it, from people. I'm like, wow, okay, I can do this.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just so true.
Yeah.
It's like, we're so afraid of things, and then
Mhm.
we dadgum do it, and it's just like, you know what, golly, uh,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a, but people actually like me. Oh,
I
you know,
know.
like me, it's
Yeah.
like, Liz, I think I'll do this
Yeah.
more. It's there's something called, and I have talked about this quite a bit in the past, something called the liking gap, and it's another phenomenon. That What is a phenomenon? It's something that's difficult to explain, right? It's just like, man, that's like weird, that's crazy, like it's hard to explain it.
Mhm.
um, and what the liking gap is it's basically it's a proven phenomenon that happens amongst nearly every human being, where we we believe that people like us less than they actually do. They actually like us
Right.
more. We believe they like us less, but they like us more than we actually think. and they don't see us the way that we see ourselves, right? Like, you know how when you hear yourself on video, if you listen back to it, you're like, ugh, it kind of sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
Yes.
You see yourself on video too, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Then you see somebody else and you're like, oh my God, she's so perfect.
I know. Yeah. It is that way for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the liking gap, and other people look at you, they look at me, we all look at each other and we go, oh, wow, they're so perfect. I wish I could do it like that, or whatever. And then we look at our stuff and we're like, oh, kind of sucks. It's kind of cringe, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a real phenomenon that really, if we can be aware of it, we can find ways to kind of mitigate that and sort of decrease all that mental kind of, that just, it's just a mind F, if you know what I mean. It's like you're just messing with your own head. One of the ways that I deal with that is just not watching my own stuff.
I don't go back and watch any of like my first videos.
Because think about this. If you recorded it and you heard everything that you said, why do you need to go back and listen to it again? The only reason why you need to go back and listen to it again, I'm speaking to all y'all folks right now who are you do this. You record a video, then you watch it. You're like, oh, that sucks. I'm going to record it again. You watch it. Oh, that sucks. I'm going to record it again. You know what? I'll pick this back up tomorrow.
Yeah, it becomes overwhelming when you're critiquing yourself like that. I went through that in the beginning, and I've, learned just post it. Just post it and move on, because it will get overwhelming at times if you sit there and analyze every little thing about yourself on camera. Yeah.
If there's something that bad in it, like that's, if like, for example, you have like, I don't know, you left out your, something really embarrassing in the background, I'm thinking of a bunch of stuff, maybe you left your big, toy out. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember this guy one time, this guy that I knew, I don't know if it was his or not, or if it was somebody else's, but he had a large sex toy in the back.
Oh my God.
Like a bit, like he was in the bathroom taking a selfie, and there was like this massive, sex toy in the back.
Yeah, that would be a hard one to get over right there.
Yeah. But I mean, like, seriously, if you leave something in the video, Julie says TMI.
Yeah.
Stop, Julie. Come on. Yeah. Man, if something's that bad, somebody's going to tell you, like, there's going to be comments, but guess what? The engagement will actually help your video. But listen to this, friends. If you Craig says he might have been selling that product. I know. Should have dropped an affiliate link. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That will get you plenty of engagement, though, Mandy says. I'm telling you, you gotta know. I
know people correct me on like my grammar and stuff quite often, and I'm just like,
oh, do they?
Yeah.
And you know what? People love to point things out to you and give like little pieces of advice and bring you up on your awareness and stuff like that. And instead of being offended by that, I know I've known copywriters who have purposefully spelled things incorrectly just because, how almost robotically we go and scan pages and just things almost like in a trance. Well, if somebody finds or comes across a word or something that's misspelled, so they stop. It's a state break. It breaks their state and gets them to dial in, right? And actually pay attention and read. And just like you're saying that people correct you on a video where you may have misspelled a word, that person may have never commented on that video otherwise.
Yeah.
Right. So
they do get a lot more engagement when you misspell something.
Totally.
I've done it a couple times.
On accident, right? For those of you who are critiquing your videos so much, meaning that you're filming them and then you're going back and you're watching them over and over again, here's my challenge to you. film the dadgum thing and just post it without even watching it. And just get used to that, because think about this, and I'm sure you're starting to realize how much like more time, Tara, you gain when you're not micromanaging every single thing that
Oh,
you
yeah.
do, right? We hate to be micromanaged, but then we
Yeah.
micromanage everything that we do ourselves.
Yeah.
But did you notice how much time you were wasting at the beginning when you were, and now do you look back and realize that all the stuff that you were sort of fretting over is somewhat irrelevant?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The time I used to spend on those videos in the beginning was absolutely crazy, and they weren't even good. But now, now it's like when you get more comfortable with it, it takes a lot less time.
Yeah.
Just get it out of the way and post it. No one's paying attention to the things that you are. So,
Totally. And
yeah.
yes, I am talking about now. Hold on a second. Gabby says, without watching it first, that's going too far. Oh, I don't know if you're kidding or not, but seriously, some of you would be thinking,
No, really, I've deleted over and over and over again videos because I'm like critiquing every word. And the
yeah,
videos that I post that I'm just like talk and just post it without freaking out about it, do the best.
totally. Yuka
Yeah.
says, I'm a non-native English speaker, so my English isn't perfect. Who cares? It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Right.
People will probably end up liking your accent. They will probably think it's beautiful and cool. It's only you. This is a great example of the liking gap, right? To where you hear your voice or you are comparing yourself to others, the liking gap sets in and you like your stuff less than other people actually like it. I bet your accent is beautiful. I bet your accent is awesome. I bet people will enjoy hearing it, but it's all in your head. And that's one of the reasons why it's a great idea to just record and post. Yes, I'm giving you all a challenge to get outside of your comfort zone. What other things, Tara, at the beginning were you wasting time on? And what do you now look back and realize that, you didn't need to fret over that so much and you feel much more comfortable doing now?
Um, I don't,
Was the videos
well,
the big thing?
huh?
Was videos the big thing for you, or?
Yeah, I think so. And I just wasn't comfortable yet. I didn't really wasn't sure like what to post or I wasn't providing a whole lot of value in the beginning, which I think makes a huge difference. It was kind of like self-centered if people knew what I had to like present or offer or whatever you want to call it. But I think that was one of my big mistakes in the beginning.
So how did you develop value? Like how did you be like when we think about value, delivering value, it's also becoming more valuable by practicing and also educating yourself so you know what you're talking about. So how did you become more valuable in order to communicate better value? And that could also tie into your self-centered, like you mentioned, self-centeredness. Like how did you become more valuable so you could deliver more value?
Um,
Or what changed for you? I mean, what's the difference between back then and now to where you are in
I
your
guess I just
more
got more
value?
comfortable and like really kind of knew what I was talking about and certain with this in general.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, so what's your favorite platform now? Like, what have you gravitated towards in terms of where you like to focus your marketing efforts? Give us your experience with whether it be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Obviously, we're sharing your Instagram profile, which has nearly 100,000, followers on that particular profile. So I would assume that Instagram is one of your faves. Talk us through your experience with the various social media platforms you can market on.
Yeah, I started really focusing on TikTok in the beginning and it was not going anywhere for me. And so I shifted because I was focusing on all three at first, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And TikTok it wasn't going anywhere for me. So I really started focusing on Instagram and, Instagram likes when you create on its platform, I think. And so I just started creating on within Instagram and posting there, and I really started to take off with that, and that's really all I'm on right now. I'm on
Mm,
Facebook too, but I don't always post to it.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I saw this. I saw this comment. I thought was interesting. Please get into what value. So Melissa says yes. Please get into what value actually is. How would you answer that question?
Like remote jobs or the side hustle type videos, teaching people how to make money online, some type of value in that sense. I guess I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, how I would answer that question is depending on what your niche is.
Yeah, of course. I'm in the make money online niche. So
Yeah, so depending on what your niche is, you're in your short videos, if you're marketing on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, which is the primary platforms that we recommend people market on because they're just where everybody hangs out at right now. You're filming little short videos that are delivering little bite-sized tips. We call it edutainment, right? Education and entertainment. And if you can blend the two, then all the more better, right? How do you blend the two? Well, you can give helpful tips if you're in the dog training niche about how to get your dog to sit, how to get your dog to lay down, how to get your dog to heel, how to get your dog to not bark. And in doing so, if you can make your videos somewhat interesting to watch, if you think about this is all basic stuff. If we think about who were the teachers that we enjoyed listening to when we were young, well, it was the teachers that made learning fun, right? It wasn't the teachers who were like, all right, everybody, open your books today to page 5. We're going to talk about social studies. I mean,
yeah,
friends, this is not rocket science, right? This is
yeah,
not a new concept that we're coming up with. This is just taking the same things that have worked on you for your whole life and translating them into the various things that we are doing today in 2023, which is there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's all these social media platforms. And for free, you can post little videos on these platforms. And if they're interesting to people, if they're educational to people, if they're entertaining to people, then they might want to follow you or listen to you more. And you can give them little calls to action in your videos that if they want to learn more or they like this content and they want to grab your free PDF, you can give a free gift away, which we teach all this inside of our training. And they can opt in into your landing page or your email, your sales funnel, and you can collect their email. And then you can deliver that free gift via email. We'll show you how to set all that stuff up and do that inside of our training, both the challenge and the blueprints. And then you can recommend a product on the next page, and you can drop your affiliate link on that thank you page. And when they click it, and if they buy, you get credit. But even if they don't buy, you have their email address and you can follow up with them later, or you can send automated emails, right? So this is sort of the business model in a nutshell. And it all starts with delivering quote unquote value. But value is not a secret thing that you have
no,
to. Value is this, it's something that will be helpful to people, and you want to try to stay somewhat consistent with the theme on one page, right? What have you discovered for yourself in your audience, Tara, works the best? You're in the make money online niche, so what sort of videos are working the best for you right now? And sort of what types of videos have you tried since you got started?
I would say, like the remote jobs do really well. Like, the websites that you can find remote work at, or, showing people how to use Canva, things like that. Those do the best, like the tutorials or remote work.
Yeah. So in the make money online niche,
Yeah.
her profile is primarily about helping people to find ways to make money online, and so she's coming up and recommending various different jobs that people can get where they can make money from home, remote
Mhm.
work, as you say. So it might be a virtual assistant. It
Yeah.
might be working for Apple for $18 an hour. It might be all of these, it might be learning affiliate marketing. It might
Mhm.
be, hey, here's how to become a graphic designer using a free tool like Canva, right? All
Mhm.
these things are valuable and open people's eyes to ways that they can make money online, ways that they can use these digital platforms in order to upgrade their skills. And so at the end of your videos, how do you make a call to action in order to get people into your sales funnel and begin collecting those emails?
I just say like what this has done for me, like what I do. You know, educate people on what it is that I do, like, digital affiliate marketing, things like that. And it just, that's pretty much the call to action.
So you're not giving them a hardcore slam dunk like, "Hey, click the link in my bio." You're just kind of
No,
just
I try to, well, I mean, I don't say always, click the link in my bio. I'm like, you can check out the top of my profile for details with,
mm,
you know, if you want to get started, things like that. I mean, sometimes I say click the link in my bio.
you're funny.
But I mean, I educate first. I don't just like, I try not to just say one sentence, click the link in my bio.
Right, right. Um, were you one of those people, I think you alluded to this a few moments ago, that was like, I'm not gonna talk in my videos, or I'm not gonna put my face in my videos? Was that your approach when you first got started? Were you thinking, I'm gonna try to do this anonymously or whatever?
No, that I don't think that was my approach. It was
Okay.
just very uncomfortable for me. I always knew I was going to put my face on camera like that.
Okay.
It was just uncomfortable in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you gone live at all?
No.
Is this your first like time being live, going live?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, you're here, you're doing something new right here, right now,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
How's this feel?
Like I said, it's kind of surreal because I watch these all the time and I love hearing everyone's story. And it's pretty wild. Yeah. It feels great. When you push yourself and get uncomfortable, it's really cool, how you can grow from that. I'm sure you guys have heard that. It's kind of cliche to say, but it's true. The confidence that you find in yourself after putting yourself on camera for so many days, it's it's pretty cool.
What have you learned about yourself through this process?
Um, that I can do hard things. I can show up when it's hard. I'm not that bad to, I've kind of learned not to be so hard on myself and critique myself.
Mhm. Um, you can do hard things. Wow. Last week I had a guest and I sort of got, I think the guest alluded to this, and I just kind of was like, wow, that's really deep. That's really heavy. She realized she was not a fearful person, yet she was anxious and afraid a lot. But when she actually got into the moment of doing the thing that she was afraid of, she realized she wasn't actually afraid.
Yeah,
And
that
does
makes
that
sense.
resonate with you?
Yeah, absolutely. It does.
How
It's
much
like you work yourself up so much it's, yeah, that's good. That's a good way of explaining it.
And when you actually get in the moment, you realize you can handle hard things. Like, I mean, you're a caregiver, for God's sakes. I mean, that's got to be one of the and a mom, two of the hardest jobs in the world. But let's just focus on the caregiver for a second. I mean, Most people are afraid of death. Most people are afraid of being around people who are ill or getting old. And
Mhm.
that's a fear that they either dance around, avoid, don't think about. And yet, here you are, a young lady who seems like just a regular person, very
Mhm.
cool, very authentic, very down to earth. And you have, I would assume that you're great at your job. You get emotionally involved. You take it
Yeah.
personal. It's something that is important to you. You take great pride in it, and in the moment you execute and probably do an amazing job. And I would assume maybe at one point in your life, maybe you would have never thought that you would be so comfortable around somebody who is getting old and or sick and or close to dying. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's accurate. I was with the man that I was with for 2 years that I took care of. I was with him at his bedside when he passed for many, many hours, and it's a different kind of experience. But no, I wouldn't have. I don't know that I would have been. It was a hard thing, but just like with that, I proved to myself that I can do hard things. I can show up when it's tough. So
Mm. Same
yeah,
thing, I'm sure, as a mother, right?
yeah, yeah.
Motherhood, fatherhood is not easy. And it's like we just get it done in the moment. We don't even think about it, right?
Right.
There's no like, I'm not going to take time to be afraid of this situation. I'm just going to execute. I can do it. I can handle it because I have to, because they're my kids and there's no other option. And so why is it so different for us when we go to start a business? And it's like, it could change our whole dynamic. It could change our whole life. It could, I mean, more money would mean what? I mean, for you, what does more money mean for you? I mean, how does that change the quality of your life? Like, how big is it for you? What's your why? And how big is it if you make this work? When you make this work, you are making this work. But how, in what ways is it going to or already change in your life?
Um, my why is, my daughter. Always has been from the beginning. I'm a single mom, and it was but it's not even about the money for me. It's more the time freedom. If I want to go and take my daughter to do something, I can, or and I don't have a lot of family or people around me that I can lean on. So it's pretty much just me and my daughter, and it became kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but she's my why. She's my why. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what is, I believe you're either have already or in the process of phasing out of caregiving to do this full time. Is that right?
Yeah, last Sunday was my last day. I want to do this.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that seems big.
Yeah.
Is that a big deal?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going full time online as a digital marketer?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
so this is already changing for you in the sense that you're going to no longer do that career. You're pivoting completely out of that. And what is that going to do for you and your daughter and your quality of your life? Is that going to change it dramatically, or has it already over just in the past couple of days? I mean, talk to us about like how big of a change that is for you and what you're looking forward to.
Um, it's a it's a huge change. It's different. It'll take some getting used to, but that's why I started this. Is I didn't want to caregive anymore. I didn't want to have to spend many nights at someone's house, as much as I absolutely loved, what I did and taking care of people, and I really, really did. But it's just I didn't want to be staying at other people's houses every night, and I had nothing left to give when I came home to my daughter, and now I feel like I'm gonna have that freedom, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, you're so chill. Congratulations! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you have, um, a unique personality, which is probably why you were such a wonderful caregiver, and why you're going to be now, um, be able to direct all that amazing, calm, loving, caring energy into your daughter, and in also into yourself, right? I mean, because sometimes we also lose ourselves in taking care of other people, right? And
Yeah, that's that's true. For sure. This has kind of been wild because it's like, oh, I can show up for myself, in a different kind of way, you
mm,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, upgrade your own self-care, and
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
not be rushing to go like take care of somebody else. And that's
Yeah.
what I think so many do, regardless of what your profession is or what you do. Like, the majority of society is rushing out their doors, rushing their kids off to school, leaving sometimes before their kids even get up, or whatever,
Mhm.
just to run out to go take care of somebody else's agenda,
Mhm.
and take care of somebody else all day, drive there, drive so fast to get there on time, to, only
Yeah.
have somebody like not even appreciate us getting there earlier on time, and then be like
Yeah.
cracking the whip that if we're 5 minutes late. And it's like as you said, you know, by the time we get home after a hard day's, honest day's work for an honest day's pay, it's like we're
Mhm.
completely exhausted and have nothing left to give our actual loved ones,
Yeah.
and maybe just
Yeah.
put them to bed, slam some dinner down their throats, and put them to bed, and
Yeah.
wake up and
Mhm.
do it all over again the next day, and essentially live for the weekends. But we're exhausted by the time the weekend comes. So it's like we don't even really want to do anything. We just want to but so it's a vicious cycle. And I think that, digital marketing is an opportunity. Working for yourself is an opportunity to upgrade your self care and reimagine your schedule and design your life in a way that serves you and your loved ones first, and not everybody else in the rest of the world. And so, what is your schedule
Mhm.
going to look like moving forward? I mean, I can only imagine what it looked like before. You were probably filming videos and doing stuff kind of when you had a moment here, a moment there.
Yeah, I was filming it at work or, or wherever, running around the corner outside filming. But now, yeah,
I love that. I love that.
now I don't know, wake up, go to the gym, maybe make some
Wake up
breakfast.
legendary.
Yeah, watch Wake Up Legendary at the gym. And I don't know, it's different.
Yeah, yeah. So, what advice would you give yourself, if you were just starting now, knowing what you know now? Though you have the wisdom of today, you know everything you know now. What did you like need to hear? And it would have been nice to hear it from yourself with the wisdom and experience that you have now.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
Would
what
you?
I would say.
I mean, would you tell yourself to, like, not critique yourself as much? Would
Oh
you?
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Would it be something around just kind of the giving yourself a little bit more of a break, and
Yeah.
not
Giving
compare?
myself a little bit of grace. Not don't compare yourself to everyone around you because that that's not good.
Did you have a little comparisonitis at the beginning?
Oh yeah, I'm sure everyone does. Of course, you're looking at people like overnight blowing up, and you're over here like, oh man, when's it gonna happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you only know the glory, you don't really hear or know the story either behind people's
Yeah.
success. So it
Right.
looks a lot more, it looks a lot bigger and crazier than it probably actually is. A lot of people, have been at this for, a long time or have tried other things. Is this the first online business venture that you've ever done?
Yeah, besides blogging. I mean, I was never on social media. I didn't even like social media, to be honest with you. I posted a couple of pictures of my daughter on Facebook every once in a while, but that's about the extent of it. So it's
Mm,
pretty wild to even, be doing this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely unbelievable, Tara. I'm so happy for you. I mean,
Thank you.
yeah, like, I mean, this is just such a big deal for you. And, now that you're going full time and you're kind of like taking back your life, not that like, not that anybody ever like took it from you, but you were doing a demanding job. I mean, caregiving 24/7 pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
and being with someone until they pass. I mean, that is just heavy. That is a lot. That is a real responsibility, man.
Yeah, it is. And I think it was too much on my daughter too. That was one of the main things, because she had to go with me a lot. And there was a couple instances where wasn't so good, looking so good at work. And I'm like, this is too much on her, not
Yeah.
just me, but it's a lot for a 7-year-old to
Yeah,
have
for
to go to work and deal with somebody, which, I'm very close with the family still to this day. So it's good, but it was a lot.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course. And look, I can only imagine. And it's so wonderful that you're so aware about your daughter. You did what you had to do. You do what
Yeah.
you have to do, and you did a wonderful job. And that is obviously evident in the fact that you're still close to the family. And it's an important job. It's an important
Mhm.
thing in our society. We should pay our caregivers and our nurses and our teachers, triple what they earn, quadruple, 10 times. It's just
Mhm.
not how the market works.
Mhm.
It's not the going pay for it. So, you're now sort of taking the bull by the horns and going off, and you completed one chapter or many chapters, and now you're starting a new one. And
Mhm.
that's such a cool thing. It's so responsible. It's just something that I hope you're so proud of yourself. You said you don't have a whole lot of family, but I hope that I can give you some validation here and tell you that, wow, what a real pleasure it is to know you and to have heard your story
Thank
today.
you.
And you should really be proud of yourself, that you are finishing jobs, doing hard things, doing what you have to do to take care of your daughter, and then having the courage and the bravery to start something new, and also the perseverance to follow through and see it through and experience success with it. That is a big deal. That is really,
Thank
really a big deal. And, every day there's people who don't follow through with things, and they just kind of sit around and kind of complain on the pity pot. And that's just not you. That's not who you
you.
are.
No one's gonna save you. You got to save yourself. When I learned that, things will really change
Mm,
when you accept that and
yeah.
and get out of like a victim mentality.
Mm.
So,
So powerful. So powerful. Well, Tara, we'll send everybody to go and follow you. And we've had your handle up here. So we'll
all right.
support you every way that we can. And thanks for coming on and sharing your wisdom and your experience with us today. And come back and keep me posted on your journey. Okay.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, my friends, there she is, Tara at Digital Momprenurial. You can find her on Instagram at Digital Momprenurial. That's Digital Mom and then Preneurial, kind of like entrepreneurial. Preneurial, Digital Momprenurial, over on Instagram. It's the account over there that she's at about 90 something thousand, 92,500 followers over on Instagram right now. She's crushing it, and just such a humble heart, just such a generous soul who is doing wonderful work in the world and has done wonderful work in the world as a caregiver. And yes, today Melissa was her first live. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for being here, Kathy. Yes, today was a chill morning. She was a super, it's nice to kind of mix in some chill personalities here, because sometimes we can get pretty riled up here on this show, and you all know I can get pretty riled up as well. But it's always nice to sort of receive some nice calming energy from you all. Everybody's got our own style. Everybody's got our own personality. And this morning, Terra's was just so calming and relaxing and loving and caring and compassionate and also inspirational. And so please, my friends, go follow her over on Instagram. And we'll see you over there, of course. How can we follow and support each other We can, when we see each other's comment or content out there, our posts, we can like them, we can comment them. We just lift each other up. We replace jealousy with inspiration. We're not in competition. We're in collaboration with each other. This is a community where we need to and can and have the opportunity to lift each other up and practice these powerful professional principles that are going to help us to be successful. We can practice them right here in this community and then let them spill over out there to our audiences and to the other work and interactions that we're having with the world and our audience and our soon-to-be customers. All right, my friends, if you want to get a text message every single time we go live every morning, you can text WUL to 813-296-8553. That's WUL to 813-296-8553. This show's a wrap, my friends. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Stay legendary. Peace.